Matt, let's take a turn to your movie. Do you want to walk people through that a bit? I saw it, by the way, and it looks to me like you'll have the same kind of radical success with it that you did with What is a Woman. You've got this everyman quality about you. I think it's true, by the way. I mean, there is some of that about you, but you also do a good job of being a naive investigator into the crazy world of ideological possession. Do you want to walk us through the movie a little bit?
Sure. We decided of course we had What is a Woman, and it was very successful for us, and we're thinking about, this is going back 2 years ago, we're thinking about what topic do we want to tackle next and how to tackle it. And for me, it was very clear I wanted to get into, we talked about, we did the movie, we investigated gender, broadly speaking. Race is the other big one culturally. And so I knew I wanted to investigate that. The question was, like, how do you approach it? And with What is a Woman, I mean, the strategy is right there in the title. It's just this one basic question that the whole thing hinges on. Now, with race, it's not quite like that. There isn't one. There's a lot of questions. There's not one basic one. It's just a different beast in a lot of ways. And so, and we also didn't want to repeat just we didn't want to do What is a Woman, but with race. So this time we thought it'd be interesting to take a different approach, and that is to start as the clueless, naive investigator asking questions. The only difference here is that whereas with What is a Woman, I was kind of a blank slate the whole way through, just asking questions, not having any real position on it myself in the film until the very, very end. In this one, we thought, what if I start by asking questions, and rather than remaining a blank slate and remaining skeptical, I'll just believe whatever I'm told.
So today we're here with Matt Walsh as Jordan B. Peterson's guest on Jordan B. Peterson's podcast. And of course, they're talking about Matt Walsh's latest film, Am I Racist? Which, from all accounts, looks absolutely hilarious. It's a documentary / comedy, in which Matt Walsh just dives into the DEI race grift industry, or the white guilt industry, perhaps you could call it, and just films people being themselves, people who are running anti-racist seminars. Robin DiAngelo, author of that ridiculous book, I keep forgetting this title. I can't believe I've forgotten it now. White Fragility, that's it. And people like that. And he doesn't try to trick them or call them, or he doesn't try to trap them or anything. He just lets them talk. And they make themselves look ridiculous. And I haven't seen it yet, but apparently it's really funny. I've seen a few clips. It looks hilarious. So if it ever comes to my unnamed Western European country, then I will definitely go see it, because I think it's worth supporting this kind of work. Of course, the libtards all over the place are freaking out. If you want to go onto Reddit and see what they're saying about it, it's good for a laugh, but it's just a sick, twisted cesspool over there, so I don't recommend it. I do it so you don't have to. And of course, apparently the mainstream media are just refusing, the mainstream critics, who review virtually every film released by Hollywood, they're just refusing to review it. Yeah, no critic reviews on Rotten Tomatoes yet. Anyway, let's see what they're going to say here.
Well, they'll give me an answer, and I'll accept that, and then I'll let that answer lead me to the next place. And that's the strategy we took with this. And it kind of takes us, and we really did approach it in filming this way, so that we had a really broad outline of where we wanted to go with the film and where we wanted to end up. But you can't really script it out, because we go to talk to someone, we don't know exactly what they're going to say or how it's going to go. And so this is why filming it was over a year. It was a long process, because we kind of let the story guide us, and went down the rabbit hole that way. And in the process, because I'm kind of believing what these anti-racist DEI people are telling me, and sort of adopting their views and trying to put them into practice. So that was the goal, is to not just ask them about it, but to take what they say, put it into practice on screen so that people can see it. And so it's a much more direct, I think, way of kind of satirizing these ideas, maybe even than we did in What is a Woman?
You got DEI certified. Okay, so a couple of comments. So you adopt a persona, you've got a man bun. I've got a hint for you if you ever do this again, is you have to learn to uptalk at the end of your sentences. You have to make every sentence into something that sounds like a question, because your voice gives you away, because you've got this flat authoritative voice, like you just make declarative statements. There's no question in them. And one of the things you'll notice about the DEI types, this is very telling, is that they always end every sentence with an uptalk. It's a form of validation seeking, and you're belied by your authoritative voice as a DEI man bun specialist. And so you might want to give that some consideration when you're trying to pass for one of the people who you're investigating. Anyways, you went and got DEI certification. So I'm kind of wondering if that might be handy for you to re-educate me. And also, since I seem to be destined now to being re-educated by DEI specialists, you took that training. What the hell was that like?
Well, it was very easy, it turns out. Literally anyone can get DEI certified, is what we discovered. Because there's no, it's not like there's some official process. It's not like, it's not like becoming certified to be a plumber, an electrician. It's not anything like that. It's not a real profession. It's not a real thing. So anyone can get certified. Anyone can declare themselves an expert, is what we discovered. And
How long did it take
anyone,
you? How long did it take you?
The actual process of getting certified?
Yeah.
I don't know, 30 minutes maybe?
Boy, that's a sweet scam they're running there. Whoever's running DEI certification trainings, what a sweet scam. Do people actually pay money to become DEI certified so that they can claim they have a certificate, which enables them to present themselves as experts in DEI? Which, as Matt said, it is nothing. It is literally nothing. It does not exist. It is talk about a social construct. DEI is just nonsense. You have to hand it to them, the chutzpah of these people to just make something out of nothing and then charge you for the privilege of earning a certificate in this nothing that they've created, and then charge companies lots of money, and that's where the big money is, I assume, to make their employees take DEI training courses and sensitization courses and white struggle courses and decolonizing your whiteness courses or whatever nonsense they do. Yeah, pretty sweet grift they got going there.
So you mean I could go get DEI certified and then I could present that to the Ontario College of Psychologists as evidence for my successful re-education?
You absolutely could and should. I mean, I could give you, I don't have the website in front of me, but there's a certain website we went to get our certification. And I'm happy to pass it along to you. I think you absolutely should do that.
Oh,
and it does,
I appreciate
I don't know if
that.
It opens up a lot of doors we found. And, even aside from the certification, it's really, because you're right, that's kind of one of the meta jokes in the movie that, I'm like wearing a costume, but it's not that convincing. It's really just a man bun. I don't even shave my beard. We talked about, in the process of making the film, we thought that it'd be very difficult to get in the room with these people if all I'm wearing is a wig, because I do have a pretty distinct look and sound. And so the idea was floated, well, maybe I shave the beard. That would be a pretty drastic change of my look. That was a no-go for me. I'm not going to do that. There's some things I'm just not willing to do. But what we found is that it actually didn't matter, because even the wig probably didn't matter that much. All they want to know is that you are there's certain just buzzwords and phrases that if you repeat them back to these people, they will accept you as part of the tribe, and they're not going to be very skeptical about it. It was the same thing when we were making What is a Woman? We got in the room with a lot of these types in the gender space, and there was no disguise at all in that case. And the way we did it was just All you have to, they're just looking for the key words. And if they think that you're part of the tribe, then they drop all the defenses and they'll sit in the room with you. And I think in both of those cases, part of the reason why it was so easy may not be so easy for anyone who tries to do it again now after we made both these movies, but it was easy at the time because all of these people live in a bubble. They live in a world where they're never challenged on their beliefs. They're never even around anyone who would disagree with them. So I think for them, the idea that they might be interviewed by someone who fundamentally disagrees with them is really just like unthinkable. They never even considered the possibility because they're never even around those kinds of people. And we really kind of punctured that bubble, I guess, in making the film.
So the most surprising thing to me, and I don't want to be speaking out of turn here, was the fact that you got to talk to Robin DiAngelo. And Robin DiAngelo famously is the author of White Fragility, which is really one of the most despicable books, I would say, that's ever been written. And
I haven't actually read White Fragility. I think I will because I am interested in the culture war, the whole culture war thing, which has been going on in America for quite a long time now, but it's been heating up these last 10 years or so. So it's always good to know what your enemies are up to. Jordan B. Peterson just said it's one of the most despicable books ever written. I couldn't help but notice also when they showed the cover that it has a foreword by Michael Eric Dyson, who must be one of the biggest race grifters in America, black race grifter in this case. Yeah, let's carry on.
I think she also fits into that category as a thinker and likely as a human being. And is it reasonable for you to talk a little bit about that? I don't know how you managed that, and I don't want to blow the punchline, but...
Yeah, I think there's most of the content of that exchange with her. I think they don't want me to talk about at this point and give away the spoilers.
Okay.
That conversation does go to a place that's maybe will be unexpected for a lot of people. But the fact that she's in the movie is no secret. We have her in the trailer. And,
right.
And that kind of goes to what I just said, that I think for her, she's probably the prime example of this. Because you would think, if you didn't know any better, you would think it'd be difficult to get Robin DiAngelo into a room, and that she'd be looking out for anyone who maybe isn't in her tribe. She'd be looking out for this kind of thing.
For example, because
Right.
you might suggest that possibly Robin DiAngelo, if she was even vaguely informed about absolutely anything that she purports to be doing, would know who the hell you are.
Right, you would think, but
yeah,
but apparently
you would
not.
Think.
because I think she's probably the prime example of this, of someone who, in her day-to-day life, she probably almost never even interacts with or speaks to anyone who is not as far to the left as she is on all these issues, or at least almost as far. That's just the world that she's in. And so when I'm sitting across the room with her having a conversation, I mean, it's probably the first time in years, if not ever, that she has, in this case unwittingly, but has found herself sitting in a room with someone who fundamentally disagrees with her about almost everything. And I don't know, these academic leftist types, that's the kind of bubble they're in. For a lot of us, we for me, obviously, because I am conservative and my family's conservative and I work here at the Daily Wire, most of the people that I'm around are conservative, but I interact with people that are far left all the time. It's it would be a lot more difficult for someone on the left to do to me what we did to Robin DiAngelo.
It would be much more difficult, not because you would have to trick them in any way, but simply because you can't. Because when you're on the side of right, when you're on the side of the good, the beautiful, and the true, people can ask you any questions they want. You just answer them truthfully. And when you have reality on your side, truth on your side, God on your side, not to say that God is supporting us here, but my point is, when you have the good, the beautiful, and the true on your side, you can't be caught out. It's like the old saying, you can't cheat an honest man, which is absolutely true because, we all of us, to a certain degree, have a bit of larceny in our hearts. And when if somebody comes to us saying, "Oh yeah, I can make you a lot of money. We just have to do this," and there's a little bit of dishonesty or cheating involved, that's how they get you. But you can't cheat an honest man, and you can't cheat somebody who speaks the truth and who speaks from reality. So, enough of that. That was a very interesting conversation with Jordan B. Peterson and Matt Walsh. If anyone of you has actually seen this movie yet, please let me know in the comments below what you thought about it. I've heard nothing but good things. I'm planning to see Am I Racist as soon as it's released in Western Europe, if ever it is. Otherwise, I'm sure I can find it online. In the meantime, please like and subscribe. It really helps me to make content for this channel and to keep things going, to grow the channel so that we can all enjoy it.